Anyway, let's get to it. It is Haney versus Garcia, April 20th, which is next weekend. Barclays Center, New York. His own pay-per-view, it's telling me here. Hopefully that's the same in the UK. Probably. It says it there, yeah, UK. I don't know why it's got Haney record of 0-0-0 on here, because that's obviously not the case, but it's a little glitch. Whatever. Alex, give us some thoughts and opinions. I know there's probably a big favourite on this one. There's a lot of question marks about Garcia currently around his frame of mind and whatnot. Give us some thoughts and opinions on this main event.
Yeah, so we have here the battle between Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia for the WBC Super Lightweight Championship. Ryan Garcia, was seen as a big star. A lot of people call him an Instagram, star, a boxing star. A lot of different opinions when it comes to Ryan. Everyone knows that left hook, sick, right? We all seen it. The speed, the power. We're talking about Berto. Ryan Garcia, maybe not as high level as Berto, but I think that left hook can knock anybody out. It is one of the best weapons in boxing. However, when it comes to the rest of Ryan's game, doesn't seem to be as developed as needed to complete at the elite level. Well, how do we know? We watched against Tank Davis, a smaller man, a guy that was just basically on the back foot, knew exactly what to do. Avoid the left hand and counter. And he had Ryan swinging and whiffing like crazy and dropped him twice and stopped him in 7. We seen him fight one time, I think, in between this fight and the Tank fight against Oscar Duarte. That shoulder roll, aka sushi roll, that he was imploring. And it was at a weird catch weight, 143 pounds against a 135 pounder. So it was just a weird setup. Didn't look great. It looked terrible at times, but still, that's the speed and power. It's always going to be there with Ryan, I think, so no matter what weight class. So everyone, I think, is going to give this young gentleman a puncher's chance. However, Devin the Dream Haney is no joke. Former undisputed champion. Regardless if you believe he won or lost against Vasyl Lomachenko, that was one of the most high-level fights we've seen in recent years, I should say. Lomachenko is still a high-level fighter, even if he's not at his best. Devin Haney was competing, and it was a extremely high-level chess match. Then he moves up to fight Regis Prograis. Prograis has decent, pretty good speed, good power. Has his own flaws when it comes to maybe footwork. He could be exposed, I guess, for lack of a better term, when it comes to footwork. And that's what Devin Haney did, showed that he was levels ahead of Regis, who a solid 140 pounder, a guy that gave Josh Taylor, tremendous work in a fight that could have went either way. So Devin Haney dominated him and, leads to this matchup. Not one I desired to see. Once it was made, once it was talked about, I'm like, what's a clear Devin Haney win? But clout is important nowadays, it seems. Ryan Garcia has such a following that it's an opportunity you can't miss. Ryan has always been a fighter that everybody wants to face because of his following, because it's going to give you that clout. Yep. However, Ryan Garcia seems to have really taken steam off that with all the peculiar posts, strange things he said, things that have to do with the outside of boxing. And I think the odds have shown that. I think we've seen a tremendous amount of money being put down on Devin. And I never thought he could stop Ryan. And with the things he says and just everything that's happening outside of the ring towards the buildup of this, it makes me feel that, is Devin going to punch him into submission? Maybe not. But could we see Ryan have a breakdown? Could we see, the corner just say, yo, it's just no point of this? I wouldn't be surprised if the corner stops this fight. And not just because Devin's just beating the shit out of him. It's just because of everything that's been happening. But it's Devin UD Haney. So let's go unanimous decision, Devin Haney. That's my prediction.
Do you think that, we were saying that, if the corner has such reservations about Garcia's state, he shouldn't be in the ring in the first place, really, should he?
Yeah, but it's just too much money to pass on.
Yeah. I guess money rules the roost, doesn't it? And
also, I don't know if you're aware of this. these are West Coast guys. Devin Haney's out of Oakland, San Francisco, a lot of time in Vegas. Ryan, from that, I don't know if it's Southern California or Central California, but he's a California boy, training in Texas. This fight's in the Barclays Center in New York.
In New York, yeah.
It doesn't make much sense
Mm.
why they're doing this, and I think it's gonna, unfortunately, not be a financial success.
Okay. Yeah, we're just looking at their historical fights. Yeah, they have predominantly fought on that West Coast, haven't they?
Of course.
Okay. Well, I'd say I'm in agreement with you, by the way, in terms of prediction wise. I can only see a Devin Haney win, like I say, probably unanimous decision. But I think, like I say, so it's a money fight, isn't it? It's probably a very winnable fight for him that will make him a lot of money. It'll get him a lot of eyes on him because of Garcia does bring a lot to the table in terms of fans. And if you look back at Devin Haney's resume since even back to 2020 against, I know he was an aging Gamboa and then Linares, and then Joseph Diaz as well. After that, he got Cambosos twice, Lomachenko and Prograis, who again maybe he's better years behind him, but that it's name after name after name in the divisions. So maybe people might think that this Garcia could be seen as an easy target as such. I guess he's not an easy target, but people expect him to win. I mean, people will always complain about who Canelo fights. And sometimes Canelo fights some really great fighters all in a row, and then he might have like more of a soft touch, if you want to put it that way, one where he's expected to win. And in this instance, this could be what Devin Haney has here. It's more of a winnable fight before the next person in line steps up to try and dismantle him for his all of his titles at the stacked lightweight division. So yeah, it's a good fight to be made. It's a pay-per-view fight. Are you happy with it being a pay-per-view fight? Do you think that the stature of these two top guys warrants it? Because you've already said that the undercard's a bit shit, which we'll get onto in a minute.
Listen, Ryan Garcia did over 2 million pay-per-view buys with Tank Davis. Devin Haney was on pay-per-view, so am I happy about it? I mean, not really, but I mean, it's not. I'm not dumb. Of course they're gonna do it.
It has to be, doesn't it? I suppose with their standings. Okay.
I'll say this real quick too. Devin Haney. Listen, the Ryan Garcia fight, I mentioned it. It would be stupid not to try to make the fight because of his, how his followers, the amount of attention, the money. You're not gonna make that money facing the Sabril Matias. You're not gonna get the clout, like facing, a Sando Martin, But
exactly.
One thing I got to give Devin Haney credit is before he kept saying, I want to make the big fights, the money fights, his tune changed recently. He says, you know what? I want to undispute. And who doesn't want to see Devin Haney versus Sabril Matias or Teofimo Lopez? Two of the best fights to make, probably top 15, top 10 fights to make in boxing, maybe, if you look at it. Sabril's seen as a Terminator. Teofimo's seen as a guy. Him at his peak is a great fight for anybody. And, some people don't like Teofimo. So if, Devin Haney is able to beat him, they'll be happy with that as well. I think that'll be financial success because Teo can talk. Devin Haney, he's got the hardware. They both have the hardware. Two of the best 140 pounders. If you unless you believe Sabril is really that guy. So yeah, I want to see these guys mix it up. And with that type of talk, Devin Haney's shown he will back it up.
Yeah, it's my favorite division. It's lightweight and the division below where there's others that could step up and compete with them guys. There's just so many great fights out there. So absolutely, let's get through this one. Hopefully Ryan Garcia actually turns up, makes a fight of it, looks good. There's none of that issues. Hopefully that's going to be the case. And when we get a good competitive fight, we expect Haney to come through. Ryan Garcia can come again. And then, we move on with the rest of the division, get those top guys fighting each other, as we always want to see in all the divisions in boxing. Let's go on to the undercard then. I know you said it's not up to that much, but there's a couple of fights we can discuss here. I guess this is the main undercard fight. Anna Barbosa Jr. versus Sean McComb. I don't know how to pronounce that, even though he's British. I guess this is one for a showcase for Barboza Jr.
Yeah, they said Barbosa. They announced how he was going to be an undercard during the launch off conference for this fight. A lot of people felt that they made sure Barbosa was here in case Ryan Garcia, was taken off the card. I don't know Sean McComb. I know the last name. I think we've seen a McComb on what is that called? The Super 7. So that's not him. What is that? What is Magnificent 7?
Magnificent 7.
That's a different McComb. Maybe they're related. I don't know. But yeah, man, like you said, just keeping Barbosa active. He's in position. They want to keep Barbosa in the discussion, so they put him on this card.
Okay. Yeah, we're just trying to have a look at Sean McCormick. Is it Irish? Oh, Belfast, but an Irish nationality rather than Northern Ireland. Interesting.
You see that all the time, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, kind of.
Boxers. Like, what's his name? The dude that fought Berlanga. He represented the Republic of Ireland, but he was born and I think living in Belfast.
Right, got you. That makes sense. Yeah, he was. So Sean McCoon was on the undercard of Michael Conlan's loss against Jordan Gill back in December.
Okay.
But yeah, he's got 18 wins, 5 knockouts, 1 loss, who was to Gavin Gwynn.
Okay.
Kind of British level guy. So
just got knocked out on the Saudi card.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. So we're expecting Barboza Jr. to win that one, no doubt.
Yeah.
Next, Ramirez versus Jimenez. Looks like a Thai boxer.
Costa Rica.
Oh shit. Sorry, Costa Rica. The flag is similar, isn't it?
Oh yeah, for sure.
That's my excuse.
Yeah, that's Scrappy, man. Scrappy's a California dude. I think he's he's part, I don't know, Mexican or Nicaraguan or something, and black. Seen as one of the up and coming super flyweights, I believe. Jimenez, I feel like I've seen him before. I just can't remember against who. But it's a Golden Boy card. They're basically using this as a showcase for their fighters. So yeah, Scrappy's basically becoming in line for a title shot. So yep, put him on this card and see what he can do.
Okay.
Oh, he's a southpaw, Jimenez. Okay.
And then the other one, Conwell versus Gallimore.
Yeah, Charles Conwell, former U.S. Olympian. Top-rated junior middleweight. I think he's number 1 in WBC. So it's really funny when you look at that. I spoke on it earlier, right? They let Fandora Zoo fight for the vacant, Bohacek for the interim, while Charles Conwell's been ranked number 1 for a couple of years and hasn't fought in like over a year and a half. Recently just signed the Golden Boys, his first fight. A lot of people are assuming they're lining him up to fight Virgil Ortiz probably for some type of title. There's so many, right? We just spoke of 2 of them in the WBC alone. WBA loves to do 2 or 3. So you never know what the could be for. Nathan Gallimore has been around. He's fought some good fighters. I think he fought Bohacek. He beat Jason Rosario, who's coming back, just signed with Samson Luwikovic. So yeah, they cut him out of retirement. He's back for this fight for Conwell to look good. And I would expect Conwell's been out a while. Gallimore's got some tools. You never know. That could be decision, but hoping for a Conwell knockout. If you want to see Virgil in a good fight, Conwell does have a good base, actual technical ability. So Conwell gets his cobwebs out, and hopefully we see Virgil Ortiz in a competitive fight instead of fighting Thomas Delorme and the Frederick Lawsons of the world.